Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for joining me. This is part 2 of my question and answer videos that I do every single Monday. If you missed part 1, please go and watch it. I want to get started right away with the questions. So the first one is from Fit Mama Roberta. And, God, I forgot where you're from again. California, I just can't remember where. Sorry. So, Bay Area. That's right. Bay Area. My question is, once you left your ex, did you go no contact and begin your new journey? Or did you communicate that you are ending the relationship? I just left. Never regretted my decision. I processed what happened and found your channel. I know in a video you shared, if we leave them, they can be vindictive. Thank you, David. Lastly, will you please share what you were drinking in your cup? Love your channel. Thank you, always. My cup, I'm a huge water drinker. I drink water all the time. I get my, bunch of glasses a day that you're supposed to. I love ice water, and I drink it all the time. Sometimes I like Red Bull, and I hate to say that because I don't want to recommend it. It's poison, and it's so bad, and I hope none of you guys drink it, especially right now. Any anxiety problems, stuff like that, horrible for you. I don't have any anxiety problems, so I drink it every once in a while to keep me up. I don't drink coffee either. I don't drink coffee or tea or any other caffeine source or anything. So I make these videos sometimes really late at night. Tonight, it happens to be one of those late nights. I'm an extremely busy person, so sometimes I have to make videos very late at night. That's the only chance I get to sometimes. So I'll drink Red Bull sometimes. Usually this is water. The videos I make with Nova, I film those live with her at 2 in the morning till 3:30 in the morning. I usually have a Red Bull for those, and usually water for these videos. Hope that makes sense. Thank you for asking for that. And so your question, my relationship that did me in, the last one I had, ended almost 10 years ago. She left me. We lived together for 10 years, and she left on New Year's Eve. And even though I never saw her again, and we communicated off and on again for 3 years, I didn't even find out what any of this was, any answers, that she had a personality disorder, what was wrong with me, nothing, for 4 years. And then it was definite no contact. I blocked her everywhere. Because she just kept coming back into my life. It was just awful. I mean, God, I'd make progress for months, and then there she is again. And why I left her back in, oh God. So I know about it. I know a lot about it. So eventually when I discovered this information and how serious it was and what was going on, started to learn, and I realized what I needed to do, and it was no contact, and I did it, and never talked again, never looked once. Never even looked one more time. It's been, I haven't seen this person in almost 10 years, but haven't talked to them in 7, 6, 7, 8. I just can't even remember anymore. Who cares? Who cares? Thanks for asking, though. I care that you asked. Thank you. Next question is from Maji in Algeria. I already asked you about my borderline ex, and you really gave me some good advice about my kids. Good. Thank you for telling me. Thank you so much. I wonder also, since my ex has a narcissist father, how is their relationship? They seem to fight, then get back together, manipulating my kids against me. Another question, please. How can a borderline be mentally sick and yet be responsible for his actions? Okay, so first question, how is their relationship? Well, I don't know them. So how would I know? I have no clue how two people relate to each other that I don't know. I would have no idea. You don't even know. You're asking me. I don't know. Are you asking me basically how you're saying like a borderline child and a narcissist father? That kind of dynamic? Well, narcissist, I mean, they both want attention, and neither of them do anything for each other, and they're both scared and hurt each other and abuse each other. I mean, that's it. I don't know. Be more specific, and I have no problem answering your question. How can a borderline be mentally sick and yet be responsible for his actions? Well, they're not. They're not responsible. They're supposed to be, but they don't take responsibility or accountability. That's the problem. I hope that makes sense. I think you should ask me more questions. I want to answer your questions better, more accurately. Can you ask me more? Thank you. Sarah, poem of the week. Sarah writes, "You are there, I am here. The picture you have of me, you have painted yourself. The picture I have of you is hidden in the colors of the palette." That's awesome. I love that. Sarah from Denmark. Thank you, Sarah from Denmark. Keep them coming, and I'll keep reading them. Rick. I don't know where you're from, Rick. Please tell us your locations next time. Thank you. David, could you please help answer this? After 1 or 2 years of no contact, do the ex-narcs try and re-hoover? Are they still watching us, or do they finally figure it's just too hard if we have solid no contact and leave us alone? Well, I can't speak for anybody, but typically people with personality disorders, Rick, they don't end relationships. And even when they end it or you end it, they tend to keep coming back. It's a real crossing of boundaries, isn't it? I mean, my God, how much more can you cross someone's boundary? I abused you, we lived together, whatever, it's totally over, I told you never talk to me again, and 6 months later, here I am, hi. So do they, what I say, as a rule, narcissist will always hoover. Because I have until they die to be, I have to be wrong, they have to die and never do it, right? So they're usually going to do it, So after 1 or 2 years of no contact, do narcissists try and re-hoover? Typically, narcissists hoover, and typically they do it after about 6 months goes by, if that helps. After 1 or 2 years, typically the odds start decreasing, if that helps. Sorry, I couldn't help you more. Thanks for asking. Mark, will a narc dump you for a new best friend? I was discarded and her new best friend now does everything I used to do. Narc could never keep friends and she's so excited about this new friend. Discarded me because she says she doesn't have time for me. She has all the NPD traits, every one of them. Have I been replaced? Sounds like it. Mark from England. I hope you've been replaced. Don't you? Yeah, we don't want to be victimized anymore. Never let her abuse you ever again. Okay? Never. Ever. Ever let her abuse you again, Mark. Please. Okay? And yeah, it definitely sounds like you've been replaced. She's got a new victim. It's fresh. Right? We kick the dog enough times and the dog doesn't get up again. This dog's all ready to go. Ready to get kicked. Sick. Sarah here from Denmark. Again, hello, Sarah. As promised, I have something I'd like to share, but if you think it is too controversial in its forum, given that this forum is primarily intended to support people's personal problems, then it's okay with me for you to not read it up Monday. I often think about that. The world far too long has been a landfill of man-made problems, injustices, and strife, which altogether includes great suffering for people, animals, and nature. It should not be a surprise to anyone, but we are intelligent creatures and it commits. But still, man has apparently not yet quite understood how to relate rationally to his intelligence, because he has always sought for far too much throughout his abstract imagination rather than just ensure his basic needs, which even cover both our mental, social, and physical needs. But there is an edge to what we can afford. The boundary goes exactly where we exceed our powers at the expense of our responsibilities, which is to maintain the balance between meeting our basic needs every human being on this earth who does not weight his responsibility helps push this boundary. and one day the border might meet its edge. So you might wonder that it is going to slow to get cleaned up in the landfill we all trample around. People talk and talk, also our politicians, about all the problems of life while doing too little about it. The access society has to knowledge could be utilized much better. Just something to think about. Yeah, I'm a strong believer in evolution. And even if you don't believe in evolution, you must realize and acknowledge social evolution. A great quote that Albert Einstein said, and I don't have it in front of me. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's something like when technology surpasses society, all we have is a bunch of idiots, something like that. And we, try to understand that as we, look at all the major changes we're going through, right? So we're evolving, and in evolution, it's all about making mistakes. So we're going to make a ton of mistakes. Get ready, We can't have perfection until we know how bad it's been or how bad it could be again, right? I mean, look at all the major things in life that we always bring up. We bring up a Holocaust and things like this because it's so bad. We don't want to repeat it. But if we didn't have these things, we won't know. We have to do them. We have to do them. We have to do them. And good thing that it takes time, so it's not all during one lifetime. Marlene, I have a question. David. Yes. I don't know where you're from, Marlene. If you spend 3 months with a narcissist and they discard you and come back a second time, is the second time shorter? I've heard that they go through a cycle of love bombing, disgrace, and discard. Does the cycle go faster the second time? Yes. Yes, it does. And I say that so quickly and easily because it really does. It just really does every time. These cycles go faster and faster and faster because the excitement isn't as much. It's the same. You try to realize these are just addictions, guys. That's all it is. You're their drug. The relationship is the drug, whatever. But the high is just, ask any drug addict or any of you guys have had addictions like this. You get high, it feels really good. But after a while, it goes down, down, down. And you can quit for a while and get high again. Woo, it feels good, but it goes right down quickly. Quick. There's lots of things that are going on, actually, that can be explained. You can look at pure physical addiction. You've got neurons and dendrites. And a lot of this trauma kills your dendrites. It makes them little stubs so that you don't feel the good as much anymore. It gets complicated, but there's so many other things going on. More fear comes back again, uncomfortability. You got to realize these guys are looking for something they'll never fill. They'll never fill that void, and they try to do it with relationships. A lot of people do this. They try to do it with other people in relationships, and it never can fill the void, ever. So they leave, they try other people, then they come back to you again. It's all compulsive, impulsivity. Thanks for asking. Sam asks, how would the ex-narc react if I become friends with her ex before me? They're possessive. They think of people as objects. That's theirs. They own them. So they get jealous. I'm afraid to lose something I have. And I'd recommend not doing that. Jeanette asks, hello Jeanette. Hi David, I remember when you said these people cannot change. Now you said maybe they can. Please explain. Yeah, I understand. I've kind of given messages that might sound conflicting, and maybe they are. Let me clarify something. When I have always said that narcissists can't change, what I'm answering is a question of, can narcissists not be a narcissist anymore? And maybe they can. I can't say yes or no, and that's not up to me, and who cares what my opinion is on that. What I'm trying to do is kill people's hope. You guys need to understand, you want them to change. They don't. So can they change? It has no bearing. Doesn't matter. Why are you asking? Right? Can they change? They should be asking, can I change? You're asking, can they change? Who cares? No, forget them. Gone. Get them out of your life. Anybody can better themselves. I believe that. Almost anybody. Unless you're totally insane. I think people with personality disorders can still better themselves. That's what I've said. So better themselves. Why not? Especially in narcissists, you've got 9 traits. Maybe someone can get rid of one of those traits. Maybe a narcissist can get rid of one of those traits with a therapist and help. I don't know. I don't want to shut the door on anybody. On anybody's improving their own self. What I do want to shut the door on is hope that your abuser will love you someday and stop abusing you. Hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained that a little better, and thank you for asking, Jeanette, of course, as always. Hope I'm saying this right. Helena from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. How would you be open to share about how have you overcome your denial phase with your ex-girlfriend? Merci. And thank you. And I know I'll say this wrong, but you said some French here. Merci, mille fois encore? I don't know French, but I tried to read what you wrote. And you're welcome. Thank you. Merci. So, how did I overcome my denial phase? Generally, the way I overcame all the phases is I processed, I worked through them, not just time. I get help with other people, and I really need awareness. So how do I get awareness, guys? How do you become more conscious? You need more information, right? So you get lots of information from lots of different sources and put it all together. And if I want to learn something like how this works, right, the stapler, I may take it all apart and examine how it all works, right? You guys like my pink stapler, by the way? I like pink. But I may want to know how this stapler interacts with other things. Staples, how it sits on a desk, why people use it, how often. So as I got to learn all the surrounding parts, then it all really made sense. And I recommend that to you guys. The more time you spend on this, the more you'll learn, the more you'll understand, the better you'll feel. That's healing. Emotional healing is understanding. Emotional pain is misunderstanding. Yeah, someone hurt you, but you think you deserve it. You think you're a bad person. If you didn't, it'd roll right off you. It doesn't have to hurt when someone abuses you, by the way. That's amazing, huh? When someone abuses you, it doesn't have to hurt. I was just abused yesterday. Someone I didn't know messaged me on my website, and it was just disgusting, the things this person said. I've never, ever interacted with this person in my life. Just messaged me some nasty, abusive stuff. Didn't hurt. Doesn't have to. Someone you're in love with, you live with, abuses you, it hurts. I get that. Totally. But, so specifically, how did I get through a denial phase? And that's denial is less awareness. So you need more awareness, more information. Figure out what you're doing. Have outside people, outside perspective helping you with this. So I don't just keep going in circles. So I don't keep trying to find out what I want from my ex. Oh, I'm working with somebody over here that's healthy, not my unhealthy, abusive ex. Hope that makes sense. Hope it makes sense. We need help. We need help, guys. Things that are difficult to do, then we need help. Okay? And if it's important to us, I'd recommend getting that help. Okay? And that is all of the questions. Thank you, guys, very, very much. Great questions. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Recommend things. You guys, please start recommending stuff to each other, too. That's what I said on part 1. I always give a suggestion, a recommendation. This week, I'm telling you guys, asking you guys to share something that has worked for you in your healthy recovery, or something that helped you, an aha moment, or something, some kind of link, or something that you could take that made you feel better, or helped you sleep, that's natural, that some kind of workout, or some kind of therapy, supplemental therapy that helped you, or something. If you all could just recommend one little thing, there'd be 1,000 things down there. Thanks, guys. Always, always, always love yourself first. And I'll see you next Monday. Bye.